Imagine waking up one day to find your favorite breakfast spread, the one thing you can't start your day without, stolen. Not from your pantry, but from the whole country. In the year 2012, on the serene islands of New Zealand, an event of such magnitude occurred that it shook the nation to its core. The Great Marmite Heist, as it came to be known, was a daring theft involving a truckload of the nation's most beloved breakfast spread, Marmite. This wasn't just a simple case of shoplifting or a petty theft from a grocery store. No, this was a grand scheme that involved a truck, a team, and a whole lot of audacity. Now, for those who may not know, Marmite is a yeast extract spread, a byproduct of beer brewing, known for its strong, unique flavor. It's a bit like Vegemite, but for New Zealanders, it's more than just a spread. It's a part of their culture, their identity, their morning routine. It's the one thing that can turn a piece of toast into a delightful breakfast. In fact, it's so popular that it's often referred to as black gold. This black gold was what the thieves were after. They didn't go for cash, jewels, or high-end electronics. They went for Marmite. It might seem laughable to some, but in New Zealand, this was serious business. This was a breakfast crisis of epic proportions. The theft, which took place in broad daylight, was a daring act that left the nation in shock. People woke up to find their favorite spread missing from the supermarket shelves. The news spread like wildfire, and the nation was left wondering, who would do such a thing? And more importantly, why? So how does one steal a truckload of Marmite? Stay tuned to find out. And before we dive deeper into this intriguing tale of audacious theft, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Because believe me, this is one story you won't want to miss. Stealing a truckload of anything is no small feat, let alone a product as distinct as Marmite. This isn't your average supermarket grab and go. This is a heist that involves serious planning and flawless execution. Now picture this. The objective is a truckload of Marmite, that beloved yeast extract spread, a staple in many a New Zealander's pantry. It's not just about the weight or the bulk of the product, but the very nature of it. Marmite has a strong, distinct taste and smell, making it quite a challenge to transport and store without arousing suspicion. So, how did the thieves plan to overcome these challenges? Well, they had to be meticulous, to say the least. Every step of the operation, from the initial scouting to the actual theft, had to be planned with precision. They had to know the exact location of the truck, the time it would be unattended, and the route they would take once they had the goods. But that was just the beginning. Once they had the Marmite, where would they store it? A standard storage unit would be too risky. The distinct aroma of Marmite could easily give them away. They needed a location that was secluded, yet accessible. A place where a truckload of Marmite wouldn't raise any eyebrows. And then there was the question of transportation. A truckload of Marmite isn't something you can just load into the back of your car. They needed a vehicle that could handle the weight, yet blend in with everyday traffic. These were just some of the challenges the thieves had to overcome in the planning phase of the heist. It was a daring act, one that required careful thought, precise timing, and a deep understanding of the product they were dealing with. Now that we've laid out the plan, it's time to execute. But first, have you hit that like button yet? If not, now is the perfect time. The stage was set, the plan was in place, and it was time to make a move. In the quiet, unsuspecting hours of the night, the daring heist began. An audacious group of thieves, driven by a love for that distinctive, savory spread, set out on a mission that would shock a nation. A truckload of Marmite, that beloved yeast extract spread, was their target. Imagine the scene. The truck, filled to the brim with jars of the brown, sticky stuff, parked unassumingly, oblivious to the fate that awaited it. The thieves, shrouded in the cover of darkness, approached, their hearts pounding with the adrenaline of the illicit act they were about to commit. With the precision of a well-oiled machine, they went to work. The lock on the truck was picked, the doors flung open, revealing the object of their desire, row upon row of Marmite jars. The sight must have been tantalizing, a veritable treasure trove of the spread that had captured the hearts and taste buds of so many New Zealanders. In a flurry of activity, they began the painstaking task of unloading the jars. Each one was handled with the reverence it deserved, a testament to the thieves' deep appreciation for this peculiarly Kiwi delicacy. As dawn crept up on the horizon, the truck was emptied, the jars vanished, as if they'd never been there at all. The thieves, satisfied with their night's work, disappeared into the breaking day, leaving behind an empty truck and a mystery that would baffle the nation. When the theft was discovered, the reaction was one of disbelief. How could someone steal a truckload of Marmite? Who would do such a thing? And more importantly, where had all the Marmite gone? The questions swirled, the confusion was palpable, and the sense of loss profound. The authorities were as baffled as the public. A heist of this magnitude, involving something as seemingly innocuous as a yeast extract spread, was unheard of. It was audacious, it was bold, it was bizarre. But it was also a crime, and they set about trying to track down the culprits. Meanwhile, breakfast tables across New Zealand felt the absence of the beloved spread. Toast was left bare, sandwiches were incomplete, and the nation mourned the loss of their cherished Marmite. The Great Marmite Heist had hit home, and it had hit hard. The Marmite was gone, leaving a nation in shock and breakfast tables across New Zealand bare. But how did this impact the country? Let's find out. A nation without its favorite spread was like a morning without sunshine. The aftermath of the Great Marmite Heist of 2012 was not just the absence of a beloved breakfast staple, but a cultural shock that rippled across New Zealand. As word of the heist spread, the public reaction was a mix of disbelief and humor. Social media platforms lit up with witty puns and memes, turning the event into a national talking point. But beneath the laughter, there was a genuine sense of loss and longing. Marmite, after all, was not just a spread. It was a comforting morning ritual, a familiar taste of home. Meanwhile, the empty shelves in supermarkets sparked a sudden surge in black market sales. An underground economy of Marmite emerged overnight, with jars being sold at exorbitant prices. It was a testament to the lengths people were willing to go for a taste of this yeasty delight. The authorities, on the other hand, were in a sticky situation. The task of tracking down a truckload of Marmite was unlike any other. The police were not just looking for a stolen vehicle, but a national treasure. The search became a top priority, but the elusive Marmite truck remained a mystery. The heist also highlighted a unique aspect of New Zealand's culture: the deep-seated love for Marmite. The event was a stark reminder of how a simple food item could hold such a significant place in a nation's heart. The shortage led to a collective realization of just how much this humble spread meant to the people. In the midst of the chaos, there were also heartwarming stories of camaraderie and community spirit. Neighbors shared their remaining Marmite jars, while some local bakeries gave away free samples. It was as if the entire nation had come together in a shared Marmite crisis. The aftermath of the Marmite heist also sparked conversations about food security and supply chain vulnerabilities. It was a wake-up call that even the most seemingly mundane items could be susceptible to theft and disruption. As weeks turned into months, the Marmite shortage became a part of daily life. It was a bizarre period that New Zealanders would later refer to as Marmageddon. The Great Marmite Heist had not only stolen a truckload of spread, but it had also stolen a piece of New Zealand's cultural identity. The Marmite Heist left a mark on New Zealand that still lingers today. But what about the culprits? Stay tuned to find out. And remember, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this thrilling tale. Every story has its villains, and in the case of the Marmite Heist, they were as audacious as they were elusive. The audacity to steal a truckload of Marmite, a beloved yeast extract spread, was not just a testament to their boldness, but also to their craftiness. They left no trace, no leads, and no crumbs for the authorities to follow. The search for these Marmite marauders turned into a nationwide manhunt. New Zealand's finest were on their trails, but the culprits were akin to phantoms. They slipped through the cracks of the investigation, evading capture and leaving the authorities scratching their heads. The chase was on, but it was like trying to catch a greased pig at a county fair. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, theories began to circulate. Who were these Marmite thieves? Some suggested it was the work of a rival yeast spread gang, trying to corner the market. Others hypothesized that it was a group of Marmite addicts, desperate for their next fix. A few even speculated that it was an elaborate prank by some college students who got more than they bargained for. Of course, there were also those who believed it was an inside job. Could someone within the Marmite company have orchestrated this daring heist? Someone who knew the ins and outs of the operation, the routes, the security? The theory was as tantalizing as it was troubling. Then there were the motivations. Was it for money? For the thrill? Or was it a statement against the world's undying love for this divisive spread? The theories were as varied as the taste buds of those who relished this yeasty delight. The suspects were many, the motives were varied, and the answers were scarce. But the mystery of the Marmite heist added another layer of intrigue to this already enigmatic spread. So, were the Marmite bandits ever caught? That's a story for another time. The Great Marmite Heist of 2012 is a tale of audacity, theft, and a nation's love for a humble breakfast spread. Let's take a moment to revisit the audacious act that shook New Zealand to its core. The year was 2012, the stage was set, and the players were a group of thieves who had their eyes set on a prize like no other, a truckload of Marmite, a yeast extract spread so loved by the Kiwis that it was often referred to as black gold. The plan was simple yet bold. The thieves meticulously researched their target, understanding the ins and outs of the Marmite supply chain. They patiently waited for the perfect opportunity, and when it arrived, they struck swiftly, making away with an entire truckload of the precious spread. The aftermath of the heist was a period of intense turmoil. The theft was not just an act of audacity, it was a blow to the heart of a nation that held Marmite close to its culinary culture. The shortage that followed, often referred to as Marmageddon, saw the citizens of New Zealand grappling with the sudden absence of their beloved spread. Prices soared, social media was abuzz with Marmite discussions, and the nation collectively mourned the loss of their breakfast staple. The culprits behind this daring act remain shrouded in mystery. Despite extensive investigations, the authorities were unable to apprehend them. This not only added to the intrigue of the story, but also highlighted the meticulous planning that went into the heist. The thieves had not just stolen a truckload of Marmite, they had slipped away without a trace, leaving behind a baffled nation and a tale that would be recounted for years to come. But beyond the audacity and the intrigue, the Great Marmite Heist of 2012 left a lasting legacy. It brought to light the deep-seated love New Zealanders have for Marmite, a love so profound that it sparked a nationwide frenzy. It demonstrated the lengths to which people will go to secure their beloved spread, and in doing so, it underscored the unique place Marmite holds in the heart of New Zealand. In the end, the Great Marmite Heist is more than just a story of theft. It is a tale of a nation's love for a humble breakfast spread, a testament to the audacity of a few, and a reminder of the lengths people will go to for the things they hold dear. And that, dear viewers, is the story of the Great Marmite Heist. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the tale, and subscribe to our channel for more thrilling stories. Until next time, keep your Marmite safe.